Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another one of our Brotherhood of Light sessions. As always, our main objective is the dissemination of essential information for the new era. It is true that we are living through a difficult and troublesome period, not only here in Brazil, but also in our neighboring countries and globally. We are all aware of the social and political turmoil in South America, as well as across the globe, with so many protests, so much pollution, so much greed and inequality. There is an enormous amount of negative energy resonating across our neighboring countries. All of this is due to energy problems that are caused by the position of the heavenly bodies, enabling a more hostile environment to exist. The current conjunction of the stars enables and allows the creation of potent negative entities. We must be very careful with these issues in order that these energies do not affect people in their daily lives. It is essential to be prepared, to be armed with a positive energy, a positive vibration. In this way, these negative entities are prevented from reaching those human beings who emit a positive vibration. The path to these positive energies and vibrations is through meditation. It is important that humans again believe in the powers of meditation. As has already been mentioned here a few times, it is important to calm the mind so that our intuitions may be heard, so that these intuitions are permitted to occupy space within the mind of each person. Currently, human beings are not engaging with meditation, so it is up to us, it is our duty to explain and emphasize the power and benefits of meditation. That simple gift of God to us, meditation, which we can use to contact beings on other planes. It is a simple matter. It is enough to do nothing. It is enough to think about nothing. Therefore, theoretically, as well as in practice, it is a very easy thing to do. However, it is in the nature of human being to keep the mind occupied with the obligations and liabilities of earthly life. Most people miss the true reason for which they came to inhabit planet Earth. This precise reason is spiritual evolution. We know that sometimes we risk being redundant, but it is important that this information is transmitted over and over again so that human beings have the opportunity to absorb it properly. Today, the closest most people come to meditation is when praying. However, prayers are never accompanied by the mental silence necessary for beings of light to be able to answer these prayers. Consequently, there is a great difficulty in achieving the communication necessary in order that these requests made through prayer may be answered. If there was an emptying of the mind, the communication would be much improved. It is difficult to communicate with so much activity and commotion within the mind. It is difficult because our words become disordered and confused by the distracted thoughts of human beings. So, it is completely clear as to why human beings end up not understanding our messages, because they are obscured by the distractions and questions of the human mind itself. This is why meditation is so important. Only through meditation is it possible to calm and clear the mind. With a calm mind, a quiet mind, with a mind that is not emitting thoughts, it is easier for human beings to absorb the insights, the help, and the revelations of the beings of light. I hope I am making this clear in this message. It is the reality of modern life. The mind of the human being is constantly and continually bombarded with information. The human mind is weighted down by so much information from so many different places: television, internet, cell phone, and various other sources of information. And I must state unequivocally that most of this information is useless for spiritual evolution. In other words, this information is useless for the realization of the true purpose for which a person is brought into this life: to grow and develop on this earthly physical plane. It is sad to say that very few people currently reach a minimum degree of spiritual evolution through their experiences on this physical plane. And this is happening less and less. That is to say, if we compare the percentage required to achieve the goal set in their reincarnation plan, we can say that the average person does not exceed more than 5 to 10% of the total goal defined in their reincarnation plan. Therefore, the recurrence of the soul's rebirth onto the physical plane is obvious. That is, these human beings will have to live more lives on the physical plane, since they are unable to achieve the evolutionary level necessary to cross the spiritual plane, so that successive new lives on the physical plane are no longer necessary. This is sad, very sad. It is as if no matter how hard they try to help those on the earthly plane, the beings of light are swimming against a very strong current. Obviously, the beings of light will not be discouraged and will never stop helping human beings on their journey towards spiritual evolution. The beings of light will never give up their task of helping humans. That is why silencing the mind and inserting the latent need to meditate into the minds of human beings is such an important job. These needs must be revealed to all people. Meditation is a divine gift given by the Supreme Being in order to maintain a channel of communication between the spiritual and the physical. Currently, the few times this channel of communication is activated, it is activated for trivial things. a loved one who misses someone who has already left the physical plane, other human beings who, on a whim or for financial reasons, access the spiritual plane or the astral plane in order to ask for help. And there are also requests from beings from the other planes who seek help in order to harm human beings. There are those human beings who, for emotional reasons, wish to seek harm to others. These are some of the reasons for which communication between the physical plane and the other planes are being used. That is to say that the vast majority of these communications are not made with the aim of evolving spiritually. On the contrary, many of these communications only succeed in generating karma for the medium as well as for the human being who sought the communication, because these communications act as powerful karma generators. Communication through other planes with less virtuous intentions results in the generation of karmic consequences that will be carried on to other lives. These communications do not result in spiritual evolution. On the contrary, they create a decline of the progress of the spiritual life. Obviously, these sorts of negative attitudes will have to be paid for in other planes and reincarnations. So the goal for which one was born moves even further away. Instead of climbing on the spiritual plane, this sort of attitude results in the person sinking even lower on the spiritual plane. Furthermore, these types of communications are obviously not within the spiritual plane. They are not done through beings of light. These communications are done through beings of the astral plane, which is very different. These are beings who do not have a sufficient degree of evolution to provide human beings with adequate knowledge. On the contrary, those beings of the astral plane, with very rare exceptions, only think of their own benefit. They only think of obtaining fragments of energy from these misinformed human beings. It is important to reveal to everyone and make them understand that this type of mechanism, when activated, does not result in manifesting the energy of the beings of light, but rather that of the beings of the astral plane, whose members are in this place due to the negative actions they perform during their life on the physical plane. They will have few new opportunities to redeem themselves, existing for years and years in their retarded spiritually evolutionary form on the astral plane. As well as this, there are also other themes that arise in certain religions where contact with people or beings on the astral plane is realized in order to obtain their own earthly benefits, to obtain, for example, economic benefits or health benefits. Many practices are in vogue today, whereby spirits are invoked in order to seek help. However, they end up harming the people who practice this, as well as the people who seek help. Both parties receive heavy karma. It must be understood that the beings of the astral plane are not in a position to bring any benefit to human beings on the physical plane. This deals with the nature of the spirits. Only beings of light can perform beneficial actions to human beings. However, as an open free will has been established between people, light beings cannot perform actions against the will of human beings. What the beings of light are able to do by means of intuition is guide the human being to walk in the direction of spiritual evolution. We know that in certain religions, it is possible to witness cures, genuinely miraculous healings. However, we need to understand the mechanism in which these cures occur. That this healing has occurred no less due to the faith of the person who requested the healing. A person who is able to find and visit that place within themselves is able to awaken a positive energy through their faith. They are able to raise their energy by means of that powerful belief. That feeling is faith. Through faith, it is possible to elevate the frequency of energy up to the point of attaining the highest degree of positive energy. Accordingly, by means of intuition, it is possible for the beings of light to be enabled and for them to define a suitable pathway through which to heal this person. And so, by means of intuition, the beings of light are able to achieve and define a suitable path for this person to heal. The power of the energy of a human being is capable of curing their illness. Obviously, this person must have attained a high degree of spiritual awareness. Such a person has to deserve this cure. In their reincarnation plan, these issues have to have been predetermined and destined for healing to occur. Such a person will have been through experiences that will allow them to be presented with these events. Clearly, people who have acquired severe karma during their past lives will have great difficulty in being cured of their illness. Such is the law of action and reaction. Whatever a certain individual has done, regardless of what has been done either in other lives or in this life, must be paid for. As long as this karma is not reduced, the person will not get the proper cure. This logic needs to be explained and understood by people. Again, through meditation, through the emptying and clearing of the mind, it is possible that with enough faith and determination in the seeking of the positive energies, a certain healing may be accomplished in the named conditions. Additionally, on occasion, though rarely, the healing processes may be carried out through energies emanating from the spiritual plane that are channeled by special human beings whose particular reincarnation has the very clear and specific objective of helping and healing people. These people are capable of absorbing the energies of the spiritual plane of Christ-like beings and transforming them into energies capable of raising the frequency of other human beings. We have here amongst us a clear example of this, for such is the case of our beloved Master Tanaka. However, there are very few who come with this mission. Furthermore, there are few individuals who are able to receive this donated energy and who are able to receive healing. These situations are rare and few and far between, as there are few people adequately prepared to receive this energy. What we want is for these energies to be used not only for healing, but for other purposes too, in particular for the purpose of the material and spiritual evolution of human beings. In this new age, what we seek is that more and more people use this energy not to heal, not for their own benefit, not to heal the pain caused by the loss of a loved one, but to evolve and to bring about a global evolution. This is the main goal we must achieve, a physical evolution that will bring about a spiritual evolution. And in this way, we remove the human being from the inertia in which the majority finds themselves. They cannot remain asleep and static, stagnating at the same level of spiritual energy until the end of their journey on earth. Otherwise, they will decline, and in so doing, they will go from incarnation to incarnation, failing to ascend to the next level. So you urgently need to change your stance, your attitude, by changing your thoughts, your words, your feelings, your actions, through continual and repeated prayer and meditation. So be it. Thank God.